He did it again. He's made another Modcast.
Mod is a generic term for the modern young man.
You were just a little mod. Just a little mod.
She's a mod, she's a mod, she's a mod, yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't give a monkey's assholes about mods and rockers.
All I really want is me a mod boy with his own unique style.
Are you a mod or a rocker?
No, I'm a mocker.
Me one of us come on to getting underway. Taking all night and into the day. Mods are back again. Mods are back again. Mods are back again.
Whether you approve or disapprove, they are real. And they're happening now in the mod world all around you.
You're listening to Mr. Suave's Mod World at mrsuave.com.
The Beatles!
A brand new year, it's close, it's here. Join your hands and come together. Sing to mom and dad, wish them happy holidays and a great new year ahead. Have a great new year, have a great new year. For those the ones who keep us safe, you deserve it more than we do. Every God on duty in the village or the city, we wish you a great new year. To have a great new year, have a great new year.
Merry New Year!
Happy New Year. In this country, we say Happy New Year.
Ha 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 ha! Thank you for correcting my English, which stinks. I am Nanja Ibuko, exchange student from Cameroon. Ha 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 ha! Happy New Year!
He has a face made for radio and a voice only a mother could love. Here he is, Mr. Suave.
Welcome to the new year, same as the old year. Well, let's hope not. Mr. Suave here, ready to rock and roll you into a new year with some old faves. My faves from last year. Barely old at all, really. This is it, my annual fave show where I highlight what I enjoyed from the previous year's smorgasbord of musical offerings. 2023 was a pretty great year musically. So great, it took me longer than I expected to comb through all the songs and try and come up with a mix that fits the show. I always complain when people start dropping their best of the year's lists sometime around the end of November. How can they do that? How can you do that and miss out on all the end of year releases that come along? And lots of them do. So I always wait. Till the end of the year, really. And now I have to laugh a little bit because here I am, me sort of end of year show that I'm doing, and it ends up being in mid-January. And I'm sure there's somebody out there griping about people who wait until the middle of the next year to finally say what they liked from last year. Yeah, right? I guess it cuts both ways, doesn't it? Anyhow, after Christmas, I started re-listening to some things I'd sort of forgot about from earlier in the year. And I went through the releases of this past year. Per my usual, I passed on the very big artists and bands and so on who, the folks that get a ton of media coverage, and they don't need that coverage from me, really. And frankly, many of them couldn't cut it against the roster I've got for you here. For me, these were my favorites of the year. There were others, and it was hard when it came time to, cut some of them. You know how it is. Somebody asks you for your favorite band or artist, and often, people ask me, and I respond immediately. Then a moment later, you think about it, you're, well, what about so-and-so? Or what about that one song? And then suddenly trying to pick the very best overall is pretty much impossible. But I tried. I let my ears do the pickin', and I'll let you do the judgin'. I kicked off the show with arguably one of my favorite albums of 2023, Party of None from Strange Neighbors. That track was Woe Is Me, and Party of None is a near-perfect album. I say near because it has one big flaw. It's too short. I wanted more. I know it's an EP. It's not supposed to be Chumbawamba length or something. I get it. But when a band leaves you wanting more, well, that's probably for the best. Party of None hits all my sweet spots. Power pop with new wave and garage overtones at times. It's super tight. The band plays great and they have great production. My first listen through, and right out the gate, I was captivated by frontwoman Aiden's voice. It was like I knew it. But right away, I just couldn't place it. And then at some point a little bit later, I realized she sounds like Natalie Merchant. And I went back and listened to some 10,000 Maniacs, and there it was. And on those first listens, I remember how the song Hotline Psychic just jumped out at me, kind of demanded I played a couple of times right in a row. It's just a fantastic song. But then after that, every time I would listen to the album, it was a different song that drew my attention. Skeleton Boy with its driving beat, Window Watching with its kind of staccato, sort of post-punk meets Britpop in Jangle Pop land, I mean, what's not to like, right? The band, Strange Neighbors, they're out of New York, and they seem to play a lot there, of course, and the East Coast mostly, not surprisingly. But when they come to Seattle, I will be in the front row for sure. Strange Neighbors, got a link up to them on MrSuave.com, so go check them out. Tons more bands to check out coming up. Are you glued to your seats? You should be. At least until you need to get up and dance. So let's get on up.
Disillusion with the way they program me. could have easily have said, but it's all you ever wanted to do, my baby. All you ever wanted to do. You are my bride. I hope you're feeling satisfied, 'cause it's all you ever wanted to do, my baby. All you ever wanted to do, my baby. All you ever wanted, all you ever wanted to do. All you ever wanted to do, my baby. All you ever wanted to do, my baby. It's all you ever wanted. 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 All you ever wanted to do.
It's as wild as the way out world of rock and roll millionaires and go-go girls.
You hate the world and everybody's seen. Come to find that you're tearing at the seams. Now you're looking incredibly naive. You got your drugs and your art and your girls. Yeah, you've been living in a real small world, acting like you're better off than me. I've done my best to understand, just listen and you'll see. You're taking pride in all of the wrong things. You know I don't wanna be like you. I don't wanna be like you. I'm never gonna be like you. Whoa. You're saying things that I never could have dreamed. Taking pictures really isn't my thing. Don't wanna judge, but maybe you're just me. Next thing you know, you find yourself alone. Nobody answers when you're calling on the phone. Can't you see you end up on your own? I've done my best to understand, just listen and you'll see. You're taking pride in all of the wrong things. You know I don't wanna be like you. I don't wanna be like you. I'm never gonna be like you. Whoa. All those things you do, you only do for you. I guess that's just the way you tend to think. And why should I care when life isn't fair? Maybe I'll just have another drink. I've done my best to understand, just listen and you'll see. You're taking pride in all of the wrong things. You know I don't wanna be like you. I don't wanna be like you. I'm never gonna be like you. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. If you're fixing to get a licking, you've come to the right place. One more bottle, I'll have to throttle your ugly looking face. All your silly talk is slurred, and if you say another word, I'll grab you neath the waterline and realign your spine. Shut your mouth! Drink your beer. Shut your mouth! And get out of here. fighting season. Tonight I'm at my worst. I may end up on the bathroom floor, but you're gonna get there first. In spite of all the beer I've had, I'll beat you up, and that's just sad. You'll need a nurse, go out head first. I'll break your nose, my bad. Shut your mouth. Drink your beer. Shut your mouth. And get out of here. Shut your mouth. Give me peace. Shut your mouth. Or lose your teeth. You need some dental care. It's time to say your goodnight prayer. I'll put you in a wheelchair. Oh no. Fixing to get a licking, you've come to the right place. One more bottle, I have to throttle your ugly looking face. All your silly talk is slurred, and if you say another word, I'll grab you beneath the waterline and realign your spine. Shut your mouth. Drink your beer. Shut your mouth. And get out of here. Shut your mouth. Give me peace. Shut your mouth. Or lose your teeth.
Hey, this is Paul Armstrong from the Flash Cubes, and you're listening to Mr. Suave's Mod World Modcast.
Requirement that everything be great.
Happy New Year! By the beard of Zeus, you've done it again, old pal. You're several hours ahead of us here in the old US of A. So tell us, what's it like? Are there flying cars? Have the aliens descended? Are polyester leisure suits still in fashion? Wait, don't tell me. Ron Burgundy loves a good surprise.
...2023. What can be said about it? Started out with typical political turmoil in the U.S. and Trump being indicted and all that bullshit. The U.S. shot down a Chinese spy balloon. Remember that? Crazy, right? A balloon of all things. What's next to tap on my rotary phone? King Charles finally became king, obviously. Poor guy only had to wait about 100 years. Hollywood had a huge strike that really caused a wrinkle for my TV and movie consumption. The nerve of those people. Then there was that whole Barbenheimer thing during the summer. And who can forget, besides everyone else, that the Texas Rangers defeated the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series, leaving the lowly masters of mediocrity, the Mariners, as the only Major League Baseball team to have never been to the series. Sigh. There were some bright spots, though, and I'm taking you through them on this, the 553rd Modcast of Mr. Suave's Mod World. As always, complete track list and links to the bands and all that good stuff is up at MrSuave.com. Don't forget to spell out the Mr. That last band you heard in that set right there is from the Where Are They Now file. Well, they're here, and you're listening to them. Power Pop Hall of Famers, the Flash Cubes. Flash Cubes released an entire album of covers this past year, and it is fantastic. It's really just the band's loving take on what I'm guessing are some of their favorite songs, and often also including the original artists and players joining them on the tracks. The track I played here was Nothing to Do, originally by Sparks. The Flash Cubes album, Pop Masters, is out from Big Sur Records, and now I'm hoping Rex and Christine can get the band to do another album of originals as well. Here's hoping. Right before that was local rockers Vanilla, and by local I mean, just down the road from Seattle in Tacoma, Washington. I've been digging their sound for a few years, and now they dropped this very cool record, which just might be the modest thing on this week's Modcast. I'm always explaining to people why being a mod is, such a cool thing. Part of it, of course, obviously, is the music. Originally, it was Northern Soul and kind of the British beat bands of the 60s. That was the launching pad. From those two beginnings, so many genres of music have branched out, all of which mods listen to, from power pop to glam rock to ska and acid jazz. That's one of the perks of being a mod, that you get to listen to a ton of great music without being pigeonholed into just one thing. So what did Vanilla do? Well, they did a tribute album, kinda. A tribute to 70s AM radio, quite appropriately named 77. And I have to say, it's just a great fucking album, covering every kind of 70s sound you would have heard on the radio back then, from kind of easy listening yacht rock to disco-y soul to spiky power pop and hard rock. This track, Shut Your Gob, is their glam rock entry, I guess you'd say. And it has all the earmarks of the glam era, with its power pop bass, greasy swagger, bullying attitude. It's got a big anthem vibe with just a touch of bubblegum to keep it fun. You can almost hear Sweet or Slade slamming this one out on some 1975 arena stage. Cool stuff from Vanilla. No sophomore slump for that band just ahead of them. If you like Rick Springfield, the Romantics, and the Jags, and the Knack, the good stuff, then you should love these guys. Uni Boys. California band pumped out their second full-length on Curation Records in 2023, titled Buy This Now. And you should. Seriously, you will be glad you did. That track was Don't Wanna Be Like You, and it is very representative of the album. Great 70s, 80s power pop sound, but with very modern and contemporary sensibilities and production qualities, thankfully. Just before that was Kansas City's own The Whiffs with Wanted from their new Scratch and Sniff album out from Dig Records. The album is pure bliss. I was hooked right from the first song, It's Not Over. But it was the hooks, the melodies, the riffs of this particular track, Wanted, that really threw me for a loop. It's got all the power pop points pinned perfectly from its 60s roots to the boy girl love theme to the jangly guitars. Truly good stuff. And ahead of them, one of the Mod Revival's legendary bands, and from the US no less, San Diego stalwart Manual Scan. First saw them actually live in about 1985 or so, and by that time they were already hardened mod veterans. And now here we are 40 plus years on, and the band is back with their first new release in a really long time. The new EP from Manual Scan is Shooting Stars. In addition to this track, She's Used to Playing with Fire, there are 3 more originals on there, as well as a deliciously spot-on cover of the Creation's Biff Bang Pow, proving that Manual Scan are still the mod gods we always thought they were back in the day. Before that, from Boston, or New England, or whatever, that whole area up there, Kid Gulliver, this year's best band from Boston, or New England, or wherever up there. You know, it's the same thing to a Seattle boy like me. Kid Gulliver dropped their album Kiss and Tell early in 2023, and it hasn't been silent here in Suave Manor ever since. Songwriting is top-notch, and as always, the sound is too. That track was I Lost Your Shine from Kiss and Tell, the band's latest full-length. And it is full, alright, full of kind of heartbreaking songs done up in a upbeat, almost bubblegummy at times sort of way. It is a great listen from top to bottom, and I think I'm close to having played well over half of those songs on the Modcast this year. They're all just as good as You've Lost Your Shine. Finally, I started that set out with the latest from longtime mod garage rocking power poppers, the Decibels. They dropped their latest album When Red Lights Flash this past year, and it just knocked me out, frankly. You can check out my interview with Dean and Brett Sievers, longtime core duo of the Decibels. Get a link to that up on MrSuave.com. Find out a lot about the band and about this latest, greatest release of theirs. That track was Enough by the Decibels from When Red Lights Flash. Okay, phew-wee, right? That was just the first half, folks. There's still a whole other half to come, and I'd say it gets better. But that's not really true in as much as the coming set is just as good as the one you just heard. It's not that any of the songs are better than others. I'm not ranking them really as much as I'm saying these are all just great tracks. Let me know what you thought were great tracks. What were your faves last year? I'm hoping to do a new Modcast Invitational soon with some of my faves, sharing their faves in the new year. But I'd also like to know what are the listeners' faves. I'd like to know what you enjoyed music-wise from 2023. You can hit me up in all the old regular places, Instagram, Facebook, X. Now I'm even on Blue Sky, thanks to friend of the Modcast, TC Folk Punk, Mr. Timothy Cameron, aka Camera Noise, which I should point out right now, you've just been listening to in the background. That's his latest background music there. I've been using as the music bed for this. It's from this year's most interesting instrumental album. Camera Noise is a Henry Shade of Winkler, and I got a link up to that on the Modcast homepage at MrSuave.com as well. And I'll throw up a link to my interview with him, Modcast 535. I had Tim on as a guest to highlight all his great work, so be sure to check those out. All right, on with the show, as they say.
I'll kiss you, then you'll know just what to do.
at the wheel for days and days. But I slept through all the movies we went to. I'm moving fast, looking for some action, when all you want from me is some affection. You're always alone 'cause I'm away, and when I'm home I just can't stay. Oh yeah, I'm a traveling man, trying the best I can to keep your love from slipping through my hands.
Every time I look at you closely, I see it in your eyes. We both hail our goodbyes. Silhouettes embracing a doorway. A last look down the hall. It'd be so easy for me to stay. So how can I stay here? And how can I lie? How can I tell you it's fine when I know this could be the last time? Close your eyes, we're together again. Just close your eyes, picture in your mind. When things get tight, they don't seem right. Close your eyes. Every time I look at you closely, you say it with your eyes. We both hail our goodbyes. One embrace to last for a lifetime, and wanting so to stay. I would if I could find a way. The voices are calling, and I must reply. For love is forever in your mind. Memories that will stand the test of time. Close your eyes, we're together again. Just close your eyes, picture in your mind. When things get tight.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Just the tips?
I can't believe we're doing this.
I know, we're so naughty.
But it's fine, right? I mean, nothing bad's ever happened from just the tips.
No. Ooh, oh yeah, go in there. Oh, put it in there.
Tip.
Oh, you wouldn't dare.
Your eyes flashing tells me that you are needing someone who will see through you through the stormy nights. Follow your heart, you find that I won't let those dark clouds gather round. My love, I'll be your shining star, got to make you see. Don't mention the feeling that you feel, 'cause I want you to let them be. I'm giving you a warning. I don't want to stop this feeling. You got to be there in the morning. I can feel a new love dawning for you and me. Deep inside me, I feel you smile. Your smile went through me. Overflowing, it makes me feel a fever running through me. Like a shooting star, you light up every single part of me with desire for your love. This is a feeling that only we can share. Pretty soon to you, move into the rhythm of standing in the air. I'm giving you a warning. I don't want to stop this feeling. No, no. You got to be there in the morning. I can feel a new love dawning for you and me. Just follow your heart, you find that I won't let those dark clouds gather round. My love, I'll be your shining star, got to make you see. Don't mention the feelings that you feel, 'cause I want you to let them be. I'm giving you a warning. I don't want to stop the feeling, no. You gotta be there in the morning. I can feel a new love dawning.
fast. Never wave goodbye if you don't wanna face your past. Wiping off the dust from your old boots you used to loathe. One last look behind, and then you're all aboard. All your friends and enemies are running for their lives. Everybody's blind spots are just veils upon their eyes. Nothing but a ticket in your pocket for the road. One last look behind, then you're all aboard. All around familiar faces, never seem to find the time. Train rides through 1,000 stations, don't you leave your coach behind. I tried. Town is shaken up after the deadliest of fits. Where are all the bars you swear were there before it hit? Oh, little chance of finding any diamonds in the cold. One last look behind, then you're all aboard. All around familiar faces, never seem to find the time. Train rides through 1,000 stations, don't you leave your soul behind. I tried, never ask me why. Nothing but a ticket in your pocket for the road. Wiping off the dust from your old boots you used to load. One last look behind, now you're all aboard. All around familiar faces, never seem to find the time. Train rides through 1,000 stations, don't you leave your soul behind. All around familiar faces, never seem to find the time. Trains and coaches, boats and ferries, take me to a place that I call mine.
When my life is such a mess, you can tell I'm not doing good. And you're right, I got no money, can't do everything I wanna do. Many times I talk about it 'cause I just can't sleep. Slow down is what they tell me, they don't know what I mean. But I try, 'cause I really care. If I had to take a break to hear my troubles in my soul, then I know it would be hard to see that now I'm really on my own. In these nights when you're alone and have no place to go, you think it might be better to slow down and stop. But I try, 'cause I really care. My baby left me, said my life is is too much for him. I think the best thing to do is take a moment and think. So my life is such a mess. You can tell I'm not doing good. And you're right, I got no money to do everything I wanna do. There's no reason to keep drowning in my own tears. I'm gonna make a change. I deserve to be free. And I try, 'cause I really care. So I try. I wanna be free, but I try, 'cause I really care. So I try, I wanna be free.
I'm not going to apologize for the length of this Modcast. I'm just not. You can't give great songs like these short shrift. They're already criminally underrated in the wider world. But in the mod world, they're still all going to get their due. Finished up that second set with some of the year's best soulful offerings. That last track was the Kevin Fingier Collective with Ms. Diane Ward on vocals for I Really Care. It's off the new collection, Not Strictly Soul. Kevin Fingier, or maybe it's Kevin Fingier? I don't know. You know how it is when you see somebody's name and you try to sound it out, but you've never heard anybody pronounce it? So I really hope, Kevin, that I'm not just butchering your name and ruining it terribly. But anyhow, Kevin is a veteran mod and soul DJ from Buenos Aires, also the co-founder of the Buenos Aires Soul Club, and now has a subsidiary label on Acid Jazz Records that will apparently feature releases from soul, R&B, funk, and boogaloo kind of bands and artists. All that great funky music from that funky side of the musical tracks. Listen to Not Strictly Soul, and you will get a full dose of what the label is likely to sound like going forward, which is excellent. Before that, the great. How many greats should I give them? Not enough greats. Men of North Country. They had a new album this year, 3. A superb set of soul, as you would expect. Lots of good tunes on there. That one I played was 1000 Stations. Men of North Country is fronted by Tel Aviv soulman Yashiv Cohen, and besides being busy with them, he's also now part of a new Northern Soul Shakers band, the Faithful Brothers. They dropped their first album in 2023, and that track you heard from them was The Town I Live In, a beat dance track from a selection of soul that has some mod jazz and blues hints throughout the album, but that one is just totally dance master type stuff, right? Alright, before that, one of the voices that my ears have loved and longed for over 40 years, the great D.C. Lee, probably best known for her work with the Style Council, of course. She's done some solo work and collaborated with other artists over the years, and now she is back with all new music. Acid Jazz Records has signed her to their label, and this year they released a double A-side, which I'm hoping is a precursor to a full flight of new music from Ms. Lee. That track was a cover of the easy breezy soul song Be There in the Morning, originally recorded by Renee Gare in 1977. Totally fits Ms. Lee's voice quite well, and has a sort of Style Council feel to it, which suits me quite well. Now, before that was one of the more interesting items of 2023, The Bings. That was The Bings' long-lost record. It finally got released. Lucky us. It's a beautiful bit of old-school power pop with all the right stuff. The Bings were around 40 years back in the recording of this album, dropped off the planet somehow and never got released. Flash forward, then it gets found in a filing cabinet, no less, and the guys remixed it and got it released, and it is fantastic. Simply pitch-perfect power pop of that late 70s, early 80s golden era. The Bings, definitely go look them up. That was Close Your Eyes, and it comes from the Bings album Power Pop Planet, The Lost Tapes. Up ahead of that, a new band to me, Parisian power pop trio Howlin' Jaws. So glad I found them this year, so glad. They've been around for a while, which, you know what that means. That means I get all the fun of digging into their past records, but they'll be all new to me. It'll be like all brand new music to me. Lucky me. This latest album is my first taste of that, and I'm loving it. Half asleep, half awake. It has a very garagey feel to it, with lots of tinges of 60s-ish psych rock and lots of cool instruments as well you don't always hear in power pop-based sorts of bands. The band is, I'd say heavily indebted to the 60s, but they aren't stuck there. Another group heavily indebted to the 60s and the 70s. Right before that was the X-Bats with Cry About Me from their latest album, Song Machine. The X-Bats have this perfect mix of 60s girl group sounds with a 70s West Coast pop kind of vibe, all mixed up with some classic power pop to keep it a bit edgy, as you heard right there. The album is 13 tracks with, echoes of Brian Wilson and the Kinks and the Ronettes, Dusty Springfield. It just bristles with that 60s coolness and a sort of brill building sound. You will definitely dig the X-Bats. Friends with Cesar Romero? Really? That's my question for the band that got that whole thing going right there. Are they really friends with Cesar Romero? I guess you'd have to say, were they now, but you know what I mean. Friends with Cesar Romero seems to really be the vehicle of one man, Jay Wayland, who got his start with garage punk rockers from South Dakota, Redmond. And watching some of Redmond's home videos and looking at their old videos and listening to their early recordings, I was reminded of seeing lots of punk shows back in the day with, kind of what you'd say the more melodic hardcore bands of the early 80s, I guess. Social Distortion, the Adolescents, Angry Samoans, Agent Orange, the Dickies, and so on. Redmond definitely had a very similar vibe. It's melodic, hardcore punk rock, though with a bit more of a pop-punk aspect to it at times, I guess. It's good stuff, but I digress because Redmond wasn't on here. No. But it's no wonder I digress because I like this act that was on here, Friends of Cesar Romero. I discovered a couple years back and have been enjoying them ever since. This year, I enjoyed them a lot. Because damn, if Jay Whalen isn't the hardest working guy on the planet right now, well, I don't know who is. By my count, and it's probably wrong, but close. By my count, Friends of Cesar Romero released 34 tracks this year. Sprinkled over a full-length LP, a couple of EPs, some singles. All power pop, garage rock, and punk music with catchy hooks and melodies aplenty. The track I played here is Temporary Ann. It gives you a hint of how good they are. And the flip side, Whalen offers his take on the Jam's Running on the Spot from the Gift album. And he nails it. The most recent album from Friends of Cesar Romero, called Queen of All the Parliaments, seems to be a bit more mature, maybe a more pure power pop version of Redman. Even with some of the former Redman guys joining Whalen on the album. It is a terrific listen. And its cover is da bomb. Da mod bomb. Seriously, check out the cover. You'll see what I mean. You just need to listen to Friends of Cesar Romero. That's all there is to it. So it is a new year, 2024. Time to make resolutions. Why not make a resolution to head over to MrSuave.com, check out all the modcasts, over 500 to choose from. Why not just search there for my faves shows over the years? Just type in faves in the search box. It's easy. Sort of the greatest hits of the year, according to me. It's always fun, even for me, to dodge back to like 2011 and see what were my faves at that moment in time, what was I listening to then. And you can do the same over at MrSwap.com. And let me know what you are thinking of the show. I always enjoy hearing from listeners. Leave me a comment there on the Modcast homepage or track me down in social media. Not hard to find. Got lots of cool stuff in the works for the Modcast in 2024. If only a handful of them come to fruition, it will still be a pretty damn good year. So keep listening. Stay tuned. Anyhow, before this gets any longer, last does not mean least by any stretch of the imagination. Longtime listeners have probably discerned by now that it's a bit of an honor to close out the Modcast. Because of the format of the show, the last track, it often gets more setup, more discussion. I like to leave listeners on a high note with something really great to keep them going until the next show. and this Modcast is no different. This is a band I've been listening to for a few years, but who date back to the late 90s. Canadian, but we won't hold it against them. They had a really great album released in 2021, which was their first in almost 2 decades. And then this year, they returned with yet another to show that they're back and they mean business. This album has, it sounds like it has a lot of influences from the 60s to the current day. There are obviously a lot of power pop, garage, and indie rock sorts of sounds. I interviewed the frontman and friend of the Modcast, Vic Wayne, for both of those albums. Got links to those up on the Modcast homepage at MrSuave.com, of course, if you want to go check them out. And I've played a number of tracks from their latest album, but I haven't played this one until now. It's kind of a moody rocker with a slow burn, but when it gets going, man, does it rock. Reminds me a lot of the 70s era Who, mature, hardened, whip sharp, tight as anything. It's just a great track from their 2023 album Attack, Sustain, Decay, Repeat. This is Star Collector with The Back of Your Head. I'm Mr. Suave. Thanks for listening.
Rain is pouring down into the drain pipe. They smirk and jerk and lurk around down there. As if they really matter. Some bloated Mad Hatter. At the end of the day, you see it. Did you dream it? Like 1,000 creepy spiders in your bed. You feel it when they steal it. If you only had 8 eyes in the back of your head. Spiders in your bed. You feel it when they steal it. If you only had 8 eyes in the back of your head. It's all in the cosmos, my dear. You'll get what's coming to you right here. It's all in your cosmos, my dear. And you can't hide behind your song. Deep down you knew it all along. Ugly is as ugly does, my dear. Like a two-faced jack-o'-lantern, empty and void, but still smiling that shit-eating grin from ear to ear. Hope you see it and you dream it.
believe.